Right, but the latest Manchester United news now, we'll be talking about Carrick and a huge deal about him potentially being given that job, which we mentioned, and also his sort of first signing. We've got some other update on Anderson, Morgan Rogers, the midfield situation, Mateus Fernandes, and much more that we get into. Nico Williams, Miles Lewis Skelly as well. So, in terms of Michael Carrick, an update, he's expected to be offered a 2-year deal until 2028 with a year option. No formal negotiations have begun, but no agreement yet. Now, Laurie Whitwell, my information is that executive committee meeting was set for this week, and I believe it's happened. So the recommendation has been made by Omar Barad and Jason Wilcox. Now the question is, Sir Jim Radcliffe agree to that? I think it's anticipation that you're in contract talks with Carrick. And listen, Carrick feels comfortable at the job. If he does get that sort of contract offer, I'm sure he's not going to sort of turn it down. He's someone who wants to be at the club. He gets the club, and there's no reason why I don't see him staying long term on that. But yeah, on Manchester United recruitment, they have done a thorough process. They have spoken to candidates and they have taken data to paper. They basically decided that in the market, the names that have been available from those are not above Carrick in their thinking. So yeah, he's someone that was wanted by the board. It's huge news. Carrick representatives have begin discussions, closing in on the job, but formal negotiations over contract terms have not started yet. Manchester United will not want to paint it that Carrick got Champions League football and he got the job. On day one, Carrick was told if he was not told indefinitely he would become a candidate, but the interim title will be removed from his job to allow him to function as Manchester United manager. He's been involved in recruitment meetings. The weight of support from Carrington and the dressing room has led Manchester United to feel that he is the right fit. There was a thorough process, and they were talking to many managers. So yeah, Carrick's the guy they've gone for. Again, that's positive. It's a big deal for Manchester United, a big deal for him, and ultimately it's probably something that has been deserved if you do look at it. The performances he put in, the way he got the team playing, it was fantastic and a joy to watch. And hopefully now we can improve it. Yes, there are warning signs in this area for improvement, but no manager, unless you go and get Enrique, is probably going to be the perfect manager. And even there could be moments where he slips up. So yeah, it's all about now getting the right recruitment for Michael Carrick. Now, in terms of recruitment, Elliot Anderson again, Manchester United and Man City are now in position to go to Nottingham Forest. Keep an eye on potentially bids, but club to club talks. There's something that can happen now, and will happen simply because Marinakis is open to negotiation because Forest are safe and the European run is over. If Manchester United can't get Anderson, Tchouaméni is to play. They feel is in a strong position to come in as that disciplined number 6. Mateus Fernandes is the third top target for United midfield rebuild. Nothing can be done club to club with West Ham, but if they are relegated, it's something to keep an eye on. And Carrick to find a Morgan Rogers, to keep an eye on whether that develops. So we'll talk about a few of those there. So on Elliot Anderson, we know now talks can begin. The main thing was whether they got into Europe or won the Europa League and got Champions League. But obviously they're not going to do that. That means now you can start talking with Elliot Anderson. And again, Bernardo Silva's confirmed to leave City. Rodri could be on his way out. City will push for Anderson, and he's going to be their midfield signing, in my opinion. It's going to be very difficult for United to lure him over going to Manchester City, in my opinion. And that's just the way it is. As much as we don't like that to happen, City just have that pull and they're able to attract those players due to what they've won recently. And the project in which they're going forward. Do say that though, if Pep does leave, which there is potential of doing that, would that potentially attract players away and go to Manchester United, who again, long-term project does seem secure. So again, it does depend a lot, but talks can now be underway for Elliot Anderson. In terms of Tchouaméni, again, it just seems very much like he is that soon as you can't get Anderson, you go for Tchouaméni. It's not a Tonali, it's not someone else. If you can't get Anderson, you go to Tchouaméni, and that ultimately is an adequate player to bring in. You know, he's got a lot of good qualities, a lot of experience, and again, they're two very, very good options. So yeah, that's that on the midfield. Mateus Fernandes, again, he's now one to watch. West Ham expected to get relegated. But again, nothing can happen yet. I do see that as one of those deals that can go late into the window. So let's see what happens with that. In terms of Lewis Skelly, Manchester United and Miles Lewis Skelly could be one to watch. Arsenal are softening their position and to at least gauge with offers, and the player is indicating he wants more game time. Again, he's been starting the past few games I've watched of Arsenal, and he's looked decent. I think he's a good player, strong, physical, aggressive, and he's someone who, again, would provide immediate competition. He's played in big games. And he's someone who can definitely improve that left back position. He'd provide good competition for Luke Shaw, but again, it's whether Arsenal are willing to sell and how much were they actually selling for. They are two big factors in that deal, really. I'm sure Arsenal will probably be reluctant to sell. He's one of their most important sort of academy players coming through. And again, would they want a repeat of the Aiden Heaven situation? Probably not. Now, Manchester United, Villa, Forest, Everton are all understood to make inquiries about Nico Williams. Forest are determined to keep the player and have open talks over a contract extension. He has been someone that's become Mr. Consistent. He plays a lot of games for them at left back. He is a very, very good player. Obviously, Welsh international. Someone who, again, can play in a variety of positions: right wing back, left wing back. And he does look like a very good left back. Now, again, he's one of those players that has very good versatility and can play in a variety of positions in terms of fullback very, very well. Now, whether he's not someone that's name's been mentioned, he has been briefly mentioned there. But again, he's someone that I think would improve the squad. You know, I think he is a better right back than Dalot, or not far behind anyway. I think he'd come in and do a decent job at left back. I think he is still, well, he's not relatively young, but I think he's 25, 26 years of age. He is 25 years of age, so again, at a decent age to come in. He's not like 35. He has that experience. He plays a lot of games in the league for Forest, and again, he's got Premier League experience. Again, though, if Forest do go down, he could be one of those players you look to identify, along with Anderson, Sangare, potentially other players as well. So he's someone to keep an eye on. I do quite like him. I've watched him for Wales, I've watched him for Forest, and he is a very, very good fullback in general. He's consistent, can score an odd goal, good cross into the box. And yeah, he's definitely someone that United will look at. I mean, I think we do need a fullback. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. That has been the latest news.